Hey y'all, welcome back to Tasting with T. It's your girl Chef T, and I am the owner of Dust to Dawn Catering, and you can find us on all major platforms. Today we have a new kind of custom dish that you can kind of tweak yourself. It's not really new, but we're adding our twist on it today, and it's called Gumbo Greens. So down in the South, of course, you know we like our Southern foods. I specialize in Southern cooking, so today I am here to show you how I make my gumbo greens. So we're gonna just, with that, jump right into it and show you guys how we prepare this dish. So we got our ingredients out here today. We have our pot on, so we got that ready and going. We have some andouille sausage, some smoked sausage. We have some shrimp that's been cleaned and deveined. We have some red pepper flakes. If you like a kick, if you don't have to add it. You can omit it if you want to. We have some smoked bacon. We have bouillon powder to add that extra flavor. We have vinegar, sugar, and we have some different tricolor peppers and some onions, as well as our greens. Now you can use turnips, collards, kale. I love kale preferably. So today I'm using kale for this dish. So we have our heat kind of preheating, my pot heat preheating. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of oil in here. Our sausage is going to render on its own, but we just want to put a little bit in there so it doesn't stick. And then once we get that going, we're going to add our rest of our meats. Our shrimp we'll add at the end because it doesn't take long to, cook, and we don't want it overcooked and mushy. It can get too hard. It can get too, overcooked. So we don't want to do that. We want to completely omit that. So as our pot is heating, we are going to go into our new addition to the family, which is our cookbook. We have a cookbook that's here for kids. It's called These Kids Is Hungry, y'all. When the kids get out of school, they get from a program, kids program, they're ready to eat. And sometimes as parents, we don't always have the time to get in the kitchen, make a full meal, but sometimes the kids want to help us. So this is an opportunity for you to get in the kitchen, even with the little kids that are aspiring to be chefs. This cookbook is perfect for them. It's some easy recipes that they can follow along, and you can assist them in the kitchen. I did see on TikTok also that they have like a knife set, cute for little kids and cut proof. So it cuts, but it doesn't, harm the kids if they accidentally nick themselves or anything like that. So with that, we're going to go into our pot with our sausage, and we're going to get some fat going on that, as well as our bacon. Some people like to call them lardons, but either way, they all act as the same purpose. And this is going to add that flavor, y'all. Another thing, I like to add smoked turkey, smoked ham hocks to my gumbo greens at times. It's like I said, a custom dish. You can make it any kind of way you want. Today we're just using kind of like the basic in gumbo greens, minus the bacon. I don't know if you put bacon in your greens, but I mean your gumbo. I don't, but today I'm putting it in there because I added in my gumbo. My greens, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna get this all rendered down. And once the fat starts to render, that's when we'll go in with our peppers and our onions for the dish. So stay right there. As soon as we come back, we'll get all of this rendered, and then we'll come back with the peppers and onions and show you the next steps for these greens. And welcome back to Tasting with T. We have now rendered our bacon and smoked sausage. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that from the skillet. And if you look closely, you can see the fat has rendered out, so we can add those peppers and onions to the skillet. And we're just kind of cooking them till they get al dente. They're going to get a little more softened in the skillet or the pot once we add it for the greens. Let's cut this down a little bit. So we're just going to get a little color on here, make them get, a little al dente. Translucent, but not all the way. They'll continue cooking when we add them to our skillet, our pot for the greens. And for the greens, we're going to use the same pot. We'll end up transferring it over to the bigger pot. so the greens can kind of cook down. But all this flavor is in the skillet, so we want all of that to come and soak up all that goodness. Just like that. And so I told you earlier that I have sugar and some vinegar. What that does is cut the acid from the greens. The greens can be a little bitter. So when you add the sugar and the vinegar, it evens it out for the perfect taste and the perfect bite. All right, I think that's good. So we will take this out. And what I'm gonna do now is get all of this goodness off of this skillet, and then we're gonna go ahead and transfer it over to the pot. And when we come back, y'all, we're gonna start cooking these greens down so you can see the final product and how it comes out. Stay right there, don't go anywhere. Hey y'all, we're back on Tasting with Teas. Today making gumbo greens the southern way. Now we're just adding our kale into the pot. We have added all of those rendered smoked sausages and peppers and onions into the pot. So now it's time to add a little seasoning and cook it down to the yummy goodness. So what we're going to add in here is some bouillon powder. We'll just add a little bit because, like I always preach, you can always add more, but you cannot take out. So just add a little bit at a time. We have those crushed red pepper flakes. Remember, if you're not a spice girl or don't like a kick, you can omit this step. You do not have to add it. I like spice, so I'm going to add all of that. All right, and then we're going to give it a little tossy toss, a little mix. And if you have to add a little bit more water, you can. But normally greens absorb water anyway, and it's going to release some, so you may not have to. But you want to make sure you have enough in your pot to create what we call pot liquor. The pot liquor is something that you can just pour up in a cup and drink it just like that, just by itself. It's full of flavor, it's rich, and that's what helps the greens get their flavor all through and through. So we're gonna stir that. All right, so then now we have our sugar. We're gonna add a little bit of sugar in there, not a lot. We're not trying to make it sweet. It's not a dessert, just gonna cut that bitterness. Then we have a little bit of vinegar. I'm gonna add that in there as well. And remember, we're gonna add our shrimp at the end because it doesn't take long at all. And just kind of let it steep for another like 15-20 minutes. Get that flavor incorporated in the greens, just like your gumbo greens. So it's like, you know, they're having babies here. They're mixing up together, they're meshing. So we're gonna add a little more liquid. We're gonna bring this up to a boil and let this cook for another at least an hour. We'll check on it in an hour, then we'll see where we're at. And then if it's time to ready, we'll go ahead and put our shrimp in and then we'll plate it up. Stay right there. Welcome back to Tasting with Teas. Today we're making our southern gumbo greens. And these have been cooking for about the past hour or so. So I stated we would actually check them to see how they were coming, and it looks like they're looking pretty good to add the shrimp in now. While we were on break, I added some color. It is some color, but some seasoning to the shrimp, which is Italian seasoning. We got some Ragin' Cajun, all-purpose seasoning. All of these are salt-free, but they are packed with flavor. You can also find these on my website at dusktodawn-catering.com. DUSK2catering.com. So we'll go ahead and add some of the shrimp in here. And if we need to add any of these at the end, we can, and let it kind of steep on some more. But since we added them to our shrimp, we don't want to overpower it. So we're just going to let these shrimp cook. And like I said, they don't take a long time to cook. So all we need to do is get them nice incorporated in the green pot. Let them cook. Y'all, it smells so good in here. You can smell all of the different flavors from the meats, from the greens. It smells like, you know, when you wake up in the morning and your mom or grandma or whatever is cooking Thanksgiving, prepping for the holidays. This is what it smells like. As you see, like the shrimp have already started to colorize and start cooking. And those greens are going to help it cook down too. So we're going to let that cook for about another 15 minutes or so. Let those seasonings from the shrimp get all acquainted. And when we come back, we're going to plate this up and dig in. Stay right there. Welcome back, y'all. We are here with Tasting with Teas. Your girl Chef T has made some gumbo greens today, y'all. These have been cooking, I would say total for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We just put our shrimp in about 15-20 minutes ago. So now we're gonna plate this up and I'm gonna let you see what it all looks like coming together. And by the way, if you want to make some rolls on the side or some cornbread, preferably cornbread, it goes really, really good with this dish. So I would highly recommend you pair that with that. And even though it is greens, you can also add some rice. It's gumbo greens, so you can add rice in the middle or around and add that in there. But it's really just good by itself if you really just want to eat the bowl of greens. So let's get this plated up, y'all. Woo, it smells so good in here. And as you see, it's very, very hearty, very meaty. We're not skimping on the protein, y'all. And if you're a vegetarian, all my vegans and vegetarians out there, you can totally skip the protein, or you can even add some different, types of protein. I'm not sure, I never tried jackfruit in it, but you can add some of the vegan sausage in there instead of like the regular turkey sausage or the pork or beef. You can add vegan sausage in here. Any kind of extra additives you want for a vegan dish, it's really good too. Same flavoring, same seasonings. So now we're just going to get some of that juice. In case you make some cornbread at home, you can sop all of this pot liquor up. This is what we call it, pot liquor. It won't make you drunk now. It might put you in a coma though, put you to sleep. All right, so I think that is perfect. I'll add some more sausage, shrimp there. All right, so now we'll just kind of clean our plate, make sure it's all nice and pretty. Whoops. So we always eat with our eyes, and presentation is everything. So we want to make sure we have a nice clean plate to serve, just like that. All right, and then we'll just add some of my Raging Cajun seasoning at the end, right around the edges, just like that. Beautiful. Perfect. All right, y'all, so this is our gumbo greens. There you have it. I hope you try this recipe. Remember, if you do, send me a shout out, tag me, let me know how you liked it. And there's only one thing left to do, what we always have to do. What is it? Taste the food. So we're gonna dig in this delicious beauty and see what we came up with. It smells so delicious, y'all, so I know it's gonna be good. Okay, I got some bacon, sausage. We'll get a little bit of everything. So let's say a little grace. Thank you, Lord. Get into it, y'all. I think, and I'm not just saying this, y'all, I think this is one of my favorite renditions of this. And I usually add smoked turkey, but this right here doesn't even need it. So let me know how you like this recipe, if you enjoyed this recipe today. And happy eating. I'll see you next time. Come back for another banger on Chef T's Tasting with Tea.